Let's go, Champy. Champ! You already know. Good morning, good morning.
Hey, Daddy.
You fight with nobody.
This a dollar beat. This a dollar beat.
BoxingWords.com.
You won the bet with nobody.
BoxingWords.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter. Payday,
BoxingWords.com.
payday. You want payday. I know that. Oh, look at this guy. There's a plan to
BoxingWords.com.
go for the belt, and I'm coming, man. I'm coming, my friend. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
BoxingWords.com.
Champ. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Usually you would get the good morning TBV. So why stop the tradition? Let me hit y'all with that one. Good morning, good morning. It is Monday morning. And it is almost the end of the year. And it is tis the season to be jolly. We've had boxing on Christmas. We're going to have boxing on the January 1st. So we're entering the new year with boxing. We're getting a lot of boxing, champ. Here with King Amin of Essex. Jersey, stand up. What up, champ?
Top of the morning. Hey, Doomy, it's funny you talking about having boxing on New Year's because the hardcores like me that be turning over rocks looking for every nook and cranny will still be watching Japanese fights come on New Year's. So this is a real gift, you know?
Nah, I get it, man. Watch them all, catch them all. This morning, man, I figured I'd just jump into a couple of topics. You know, again, this is the end of the year. It's not really much to anticipate. Unless we're talking about the 2022 calendar. So I figured I'd touch on some of the things that I've been looking at as of recent. And one of the things that stuck out was Vasiliy Lomachenko. You know, he's been winning. And he's been winning convincingly. And we're seeing the killer instinct in Lomachenko. We saw the fight as of recent with Richard Commey. And, he was able to get a 12-round decision, which I thought, could have been probably stopped earlier, right?
Well, Doomy, you know what? One thing about Loma, man, I got to tell you, he's all the way back to me. I had a little bit of, I don't want to say questions, but when he lost to Tio and then he was talking about the shoulder, I thought that was him making excuses to kind of show deterioration. So not only did he dance around Nakatani and punch that man up bad, he punched up Richard Commey, and that is not an easy thing to do. Not only is it not easy to punch him up to withstand his power, we saw some curious things in that fight. So again, from the perspective of a referee, right? Have you ever seen a guy so gracious and saying, we all going to stop this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't really get that. I didn't get that at all, actually. I mean, I usually see that coming. I usually see that coming from the referee, or unless there's a hellacious beatdown going on. I didn't think there was a hellacious beatdown going on when he was doing it. I think he was catching it with some shots, and I didn't know what it was in his mind. I mean, we all love Richard Commey, but I didn't really get like why he was doing that and why he was calling it for it to be finished. You finish the fight. You make sure that the referee jumps in. He was showboating to me, man. I think he was showboating in a sense, he gets into his zone. Was he catching them with shots? Hell yeah, King. But I don't think that, it was like, oh, my God, stop it now. I'm killing him. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that.
I'm killing this guy.
Yeah.
He's like the battle rapper that's hyping his own bars. Like, did y'all just hear that?
Yo, you just see what I just said? Nah, champ. Nah. You finished the fight. He could have, put on in those times where he was calling, the corner to stop it. He could have been really accumulating some punches at that time. I mean, he ended up winning anyway. It was clear cut. who was going to win that fight, but I didn't get
You know,
that.
dude, it reminded me, you remember this. It reminded me of the Nicholas Walters fight. Whereas I think he's saying to himself, like, I'm punching this guy. There's nothing coming back at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe in his mind, you know, he just says, like, I like Richard. Why y'all want me to do this to him? Now, mind you, that is not a part of the action in the ring, and he took a risk doing so because what if Commey, charged him or something? You know, not in an illegal fashion, but just in a way that you have to protect yourself at all times. So, yeah. It can be considered showboating. But I think he was doing it because he respects Commey, and maybe perhaps I like to speculate based on good information. So maybe he was just trying to say, like, yo, like, this ain't even who I wanted to be in here with. You know, I wanted to be in here with Tio. Like, I don't mind doing this to Commey, but this ain't the guy that was supposed to get this venom in a way. You know, trying to send a message.
Yeah, he's trying to send him. Listen, he sent the message out there. I mean, he didn't do what Lopez was able to do as far as knocking him out, stopping him, but definitely accumulative. And this is what Lomachenko is known for. We know him for that guy that's just gonna hit you with the matrix move. He's outside right foot, outside your left orthodox foot, constantly hitting you with that right hook, and he was able to win very, very decisively. So. Do we give him the fight to Kambosos? Everybody's at Kambosos' heels right now. Everybody's nipping at the ankles right now to get those belts. Devin Haney also is gunning for those belts, and I don't know how much willingness he has to travel, but I know that's one of the things that kind of makes the negotiation tough for whoever wants those belts. It's always scary to go into foreign territory, especially Australia. We saw what happened to Manny Pacquiao out there. You know what I mean, with Jeff Horn. So it's always dangerous going out there to a foreign territory and winning, because you got to win decisively, to beat that fighter.
Well, one thing we know about Loma is that, especially as of late, and this is the thing I think that makes him, I want to say, more credible for that adventure. Like Devin, it's definitely uncharted territory. Yeah, I get it. He used to go down to Mexico when he was young, but that's still kind of known territory for the boxing world, especially for California cats, right?
Yeah.
But we even look at the UK. Having a major fight in the UK for a United States fighter, you got to go put in that pain. You cannot go by skating and skirting the scorecards. So as far as Australia stands, Loma, he lost to Tio, he lost to Salido, and I think he's, kind of like, fuck it, have gun will travel. So I respect that. And I think coming off of the loss in this recent resurgence, he's most prepared to go in. And because he's a much purer boxer and a performer boxer in that way, right? I think he would not leave as much to the scorecards in a close fight. Whereas, Devin Haney, people would question whether or not who landed the harder shots and blah, blah, blah. So they would go 1 for 1 and say, well, Devin landed, but he didn't land as hard. That subjective scoring we talked about. And then, Australia in of itself, I haven't really heard of anybody getting robbed, although we were curious about the Pacquiao-Horn decision. I ain't really heard about nobody getting robbed over there. So I just think if there was somebody that's ready for that international stage and the challenges that come with it, it's not going to hurt his ego if he loses. It's not going to hurt his brand if he loses. Loma's the guy for that, I think.
Call him the Lomachenkonator. He's definitely the guy, man. And look, at that amateur pedigree, traveling and going to foreign land and winning is nothing new to Lomachenko. That's what something I really admire about Lomachenko. He's down to travel. He's down to fight you anywhere, and he wants his belts back. And I think that he has a pretty good chance. And we even if we don't get Lomachenko first in that Kambosos fight, and we get Devin, I think that Lomachenko is on everybody's front page. He's gonna want to get those belt backs regardless of who has them right now. So yeah, man, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, and obviously Ryan Garcia. As soon as George Kambosos Jr. won, everybody wanted a fight. Even the guy that was not talking about fighting, and I'm talking about Ryan Garcia. Even he came out the woodwork and said, "I'll take that. I'll take that fight."
Yo, don't let me start in on that type of character, and that sort of approach, because Ryan Garcia has been one of the most offensive guys in boxing, because we all, and I mean, those of us involved in the sport, we gave him a pass and understood, yo, shit happens, you need a break, right?
Yeah.
But he just always finds a way to take advantage of the kindness in the hearts of us boxing fans. So the minute you give a guy like that a pass after saying, he's weird about not actually fighting who he should have didn't fight Fortuna, and this and that happened, but now you're so ready. Man, his credibility, he's losing so much credibility because of his absence, and really the reasons or alleged reasons for the absence hurts his credibility. So it would just be wise of him to keep his mouth shut and get in the ring and swing, as Lids Lowe would say, right? Get in the ring and swing first before you talking about who you would like to get in the ring with at all.
Call me, get in the ring. Let me check something out, man. I want to make sure that we're live here, and everybody's getting this live. I don't know if we're getting it right now. Let me see preview mode. Okay, everything looks good. I don't know what is going on yet, but yeah, just I have to check certain parameters for this morning show to make sure everybody's getting it. Yeah, we're public. We're good. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. We here. Shout out to everybody in the morning live chat that's tuning in. Oh man, we rolling. We rolling this morning. Let's go, Champ. Big Fish Vega, Chick Ciccarelli, Omar, Alex, Late Show, Earth. What up, Earthquake RD? Ele Uno, thank you, Doomy, and King for holding it down for now. Hopes Ness can make it back soon. From your mouth to God's ears, Champ Brandon, Maurice Chain, Free Ness, let's go, Champ. Andrew Gray, Casual Bass, everybody on the chat, man. Mofongo, everyone. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Brandon, we are live. I am live. All right, don't worry about it. Might just be some stuff on the back end, but yeah, that was what the main title was. But obviously, more to talk about, but before I move on, Vasiliy Lomachenko wins these titles back. What do you think about the fight itself, King? I mean, because Lomachenko, I know what I'm getting with Lomachenko. I've seen Lomachenko endure adversity. He's fought different styles now. I mean, he's fully into his professional career. I mean, he's fully integrated. The Lomachenko that lost to Salido is long gone and far gone. This is a totally different machine, and Lopez was able to beat him. Lopez is moving up to 140, man. He's not staying in that division. That's it. He's done. He's done with 135. He'll be moving up to 140, so I don't think we'll see that, and I don't think I'll see Lomachenko ever going up to 140. So looks like Lopez is calling it quits at the 135. He was getting too big anyway. I'm glad that he's actually moving up. But stylistically, Lomachenko versus Kambosos Jr. What's that looking like, Champy?
Now, Kambosos, he's still a bit of an unknown to me, even though I respect what he just went out there and did. I think stylistically, Loma is a headache for everybody, and that's what gave T.O. such luster. You know what I'm saying? That gave him such shine, because how do you beat this fucking dance machine? And his footwork is amazing. Loma's a fucking dance machine, So boys got wiggle. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can dance machine.
Matchup against Kambosos, I'm wondering if Kambosos, he's not going to have the raging bull that T.O. was. T.O. did some things to give Kambosos the advantage in that fight. So when you have a guy that is going to, catch the rhythm, he's either going to set it or catch your rhythm as far as, the footwork, the timing, foot placement, counters. I don't know if Kambosos has those gears, but this would be the test to see it. So in other words, we've seen him be the complete opposite. When you got the bull, he played matador, but he also, stuck that knife in from underneath the cape as well.
Yeah.
Now, he may be required to be the bull or some version of that. And we know Loma's the matador. Or is it just going to be Loma coming in as I really don't know what to make of that fight, but just that alone makes it intriguing enough for me to want to see, hands down. Now I do kind of feel away because where does that leave poor Devin Haney? Like Haney's always getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, it's top ranked too. That's I mean, but Kambosos is free, isn't he? He's a free agent, so he's with the Bella maybe a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, he's a free agent. No,
he'll go where the bag goes. And I think that the Bella has shown that free agency, mobility. So he'll take him where the bag is, and as they rebuild Loma, this is the fight to do it. Because now remember too, if we listen to Bob. It's supposed to be Shakur and Loma, and Valdez and Navarrete. That's if we listen to Bob.
Yeah, Bob, man.
It's horrible.
Bob. Bob rather make a fight that's on the inside anyway. I'm just gonna just say it. I think a lot of these fighters that as soon as Kambosos won and they're trying to buy that lottery ticket, grasp that lottery ticket. I think it's a lot easier said than done with Kambosos Jr. I think that he's gonna be a very competitive fight for any of these guys. But what's the biggest bag that he can get out there? Is it Devin Haney? Is it Lomachenko? Or is it Gervonta Davis?
Ooh.
Really? Where's the money bag? Where's the money bag at? Because if Kambosos is chasing the bag, it's Tank. It's Tank, man. And how do you steer away from that?
Now, here's the thing, though. I know they said Australia, and that may be a bigger bag that we don't understand. Oh, by the way, Australia is also one of the biggest consumers of the old booger sugar, so they have disposable income down there. I do believe that there's money to be made in Australia.
Oh yeah,
now,
yeah.
With that being said,
there's some methamphetamines and shit going on down there. Yeah, you're right. Little inside note.
Yeah, but because we're talking about money, right? And that creates the same thing where you have disposable income. People got money to spend on fights and do this and that because there's an excess of income. So I might not understand the breakdown, but Kambosos is screaming like, yo, come to Australia, we'll make some money. I do think, though, however, because he just came to New York, like he might have a little sting in the police in him, right? Mm-hmm. He's an Australian in New York. So let him come back to MSG with Loma.
All right.
Pretty big.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You got the whole Ukrainian, Russian. You got Brighton Beach coming out. You got Bergen County, New Jersey coming out. You know what I'm saying? That alone will fill the garden, right? Then you got the international fans of Kambosos. So I think the second bag, if it's not Tank, could be against Loma in Madison Square Garden.
Lomachenko. So you're saying the biggest bag for Kambosos is Lomachenko in the Garden?
If
you muted on me.
Yeah, Tank could be a big bag, right? But I think that's more dependent on Tank, and then you'll get people that will detract because they have feelings about Mayweather that trickle. But I think the pay-per-views might not be as good, but Tank always draws a house, the vibe. But I just think top to bottom, as far as pay-per-view buys, if that's the metric and the gate, I think the Loma fight provides more opportunities, man.
Yeah, the biggest bag, with Gervonta Davis, right? And I mean, we still haven't gotten the total numbers for the Isaac Cruz, Gervonta Davis pay-per-view buys. There was some, I guess, rumblings, little rumor mill that maybe the pay-per-view didn't do so well. But I don't know how much I could actually believe that, because obviously, it not all information is always disclosed. Not everything is always said. And I heard 100,000, but I don't believe it. I don't believe those are the total numbers. I think that not all the numbers have come back. It was a switcheroo on the last minute of an opponent. I don't know if, we can give an excuse to that, but I'm pretty sure you can. You had a guy that, was being put up on, as the bad guy and the guy that was gonna take Gervonta. It was just so much good going into that fight with the lead up, and then they switch it up with Isaac Cruz, and Isaac Cruz turned out to be a good matchup. I don't know how much of a good matchup, obviously, because of the injury to Gervonta Davis' hand. I know he had to make adjustments in that fight that probably didn't dictate him knocking him out. So it was just it was that type of fight, and the numbers obviously haven't fully came back, but I feel like Gervonta Davis makes a lot of money with Gervonta. I mean, he sold I think 15,000 plus tickets at that arena. Gervonta Davis with Isaac Cruz, so he did well. It's just those. I think that they said digital buys alone were 100,000. I think that's what Espinoza said.
And I think that we do. I mean, we gotta respect it as a metric, but that's why I said, the gate is as big a metric as well. So when you talk about these huge arenas that he's able to, sell out, not for the capacity of the arena, but for capacity of whatever the event is. So if it's a 12,000 seat event in a 20,000 arena, I don't care that it didn't sell out 20,000. It sold out for the event. That said, that is has to be factored in when we're looking at, or when the detractors are looking at Tank to say he didn't do so good. Okay, yeah, Terrence Crawford never done good on pay-per-views. And so again, it's the metric we have to use because it's visibility, but at the same time, we got to respect that gate, because as you guys can attest to more recently, the event does as much to fuel the fights and the fighters and the next big fight as does the visibility as far as pay-per-views. And I think you can get by having great events more so than getting buys. If people are attracted to go to the event and it's creating its own kind of momentum, the buys matter, but the gate might matter a little bit more.
Let's go, champ. The numbers always matter, right? They're always getting judged by what numbers you're pulling. But the gate matters. Everything matters. Every bit of money coming in matters. But the buys again. People are asking why it hasn't come in. Not all information is going to be fully disclosed right away. I don't think that that's the case right now. But yeah. So hope everybody got the notification, man. I don't know why I'm not seeing our live stream right now. Got me a little concerned, but everybody says we're live, so I'm just gonna keep moving and grooving. We won't stick too much to Loma because he's only part of this morning's topic. But I definitely would like to see Lomachenko in there, getting his belts back and all that. But I don't think I want to see him in there before Devin. I think Devin's been waiting a while. I think Devin deserves his shot first. Whether or not that may be the case, we'd have to wait and see how all this pans out. We can segue over to the next topic, right? And Gervonta Davis. I guess we could talk a little bit before we go on. Gervonta Davis, he took on Isaac Cruz and he did what he did. He pulled off the win. But then he, he's interviewed and he says that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Kambosos Jr. is easy work. Is that really the truth, or was he just talking his talk? I mean, he's a fighter. He can say whatever he wants. But I don't think Devin Haney's easy work. Kambosos, I don't think he's easy work. Ryan Garcia is probably the one that's always at the the end of the totem pole because his inactivity. But I don't think Ryan is easy work either. I mean, what do you think those words really mean?
I think those words from Tank Davis or Tank Davis's camp is the same words that he leveled at Keith Thurman. He believed what he believed, and he believes in his ability, and most people in his circle believe that we haven't even seen the best of Tank yet. I've questioned, the levels that he has, but one thing nobody can question is the power. The power is his equalizer, and by the way, with that hurt hand, he did have to box a bit against Cruz, So when he says, let me just go down the list, he put out, Devin Haney, I agree, is not easy work. But in his mind, if I could stop Barrios, who's now moving up to 147 to fight Keith Thurman, then I ain't got no problem stopping. I'm familiar with Devin. So in his mind, it's probably just that rivalry. He feels like he could do it. cool. I'm sure Devin has, a contrary opinion. Kambosos is the, he's the real deal. He's the new girl that transferred to the high school. He's the new girl because you know nothing about her except she kind of cute, and everybody want to see what she's about. So everybody want to crack at it. Is that not how it goes, right?
How you put a skirt on the man?
I'm trying to say, man.
Yeah, listen, I get it though. Yeah, you're right.
We desire to figure out that unknown. We desire that. So in that same vein, I don't know, but I feel like he might have the best shot because I don't even think Tank know, other than what he just feels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now Ryan, respectfully, is the easiest to work, and I'm just going off of facts. If who he fought? Warrington?
He fought Campbell.
Excuse me. Great. Even better. If he got, and anybody can get, but there's no way he's standing in front of Tank Davis. There's no way he's standing in front of Tank. Ryan Garcia? No way. You better go back and look at that Leo Santa Cruz video if you want to know what Ryan would look like, but it would just happen a lot sooner.
Ryan can hit him with some left hooks, man. I think Ryan's left hook is underrated. I don't think people give it enough credit. Like he's a dangerous puncher. He's fast and he's explosive. Devin Haney, man, getting clipped with one of those. It could. I mean, look, you could get overconfident sometimes, right? I don't know.
The timing on that left hook against those guys, though, Doomy. If you watch that left hook, the timing of that hook, it's not even like. And Danny Garcia's shit was slow, but he threw it and positioned himself in a way that even if it landed, you kind of glance it, it still landed with some thud. The way I see Ryan throw that hook, yeah, it's fast, but he's kind of like wiry too, like skinny. So when he bringing it over. I think somebody like Devin, too. Devin would just catch that shit, bang, and just return it. Devin could even catch it and then come with his own hook. Like, come on. And then I could see Tank doing the same thing.
So we're playing devil's advocate for Ryan, right? Then Kambosos Jr., I don't think he's an easy fight for anybody. I mean, not after what he showed us with Teofimo. But Devin Haney, out of those two, out of the three, he said easy work is the one that I think he capping, man. He's capping and
with Devin, yeah.
Yeah, he's capping. He's capping and like Devin said, he can say whatever he wants. He's a hell of a fighter. But if they are all easy work, when are these fights happening? When are they gonna happen?
I tell you when they're happening. They're happening on November 31st of 2023.
November 21st? Of 2023.
November 31st. Mark that down on your
calendar. Why are you trolling, champ?
I was hoping somebody would actually look at the calendar.
That's in 2023 you're talking about.
How about
2023.
30 days.
Yeah.
So when is it going to happen? When November gets 31 fucking days, because unfortunately, and I hate to sound like one of those guys, the politics of boxing, we just talked about free agency. Devin's a free agent too, but we haven't even seen him really move with the mobility of a free agent. I talked about the difference between Kambosos and maybe DeBella. They move like free agents, but they're not aligned. I think Devin seems to be more aligned, even though he's a free agent, and that, people use those sorts of excuses to not create fights with fighters. He's on the other side of the street. He's over there. He ain't fought no. Bye. So, unfortunately, those are one of the things that are going to put a fucking yoke around many of these great fights that need to be sorted out in that division. 135 is like the new welterweight in terms of the depth. It's becoming so fucking deep.
Brandon talking about Doomy November doesn't have 31 days. What did I do? Did I mess up November? I don't know. Wake up! Good morning, wake up. All right, I'm awake, man. I haven't had the hash brown and the coffee yet, but I got a water and an L right now. I'll go ahead and do the fire and water right now, all right? I'll wake up. Flips Producers Table, Brandon, going nuts in the morning. Shout out to Brandon and shit, man. He's really been handling the handle behind the curtain. Border Wars obviously still in play. We're just waiting for things to kind of settle in. I'll be having a call today with some of the guys we worked with in the venue down in Florida. So let's see, man. Things are still kind of panning out right now. We're still swimming around trying to get on the boat here, see where the hell we're gonna land or where we're gonna. Yeah, let me just stop with my nautical fucking parables. Good morning, Fern in the East Coast. It's the West Coast, sorry. Yeah, California right now is 6 in the morning. So shout out to Fern for tuning in, the champ. And yeah, man, I just wanted to, Fern Gully, man. Hopefully he'll make his return to the Border Wars, show his 150 round sparring camps and shit. We need Thurman on the show. Let's go, Doomatron. Yeah, man, Intrigue. You know, Keith Thurman also is a very interesting story right now as of late. He's ready to come back. I'm excited for that. We've seen him in the gym working. Some people got good things to say. Other people got, the same old bullshit to say. But they don't know. YDK. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You don't know shit about boxing. All right, so let's.
YDKAB.
Is YDKAB, right?
Yep.
All right. Wait, we missed the S. YDKASB.
Nah, fuck it. I'm no scholar.
Fuck it, bro. Listen, it's the morning time. Hopefully you got your cup of coffee, your breakfast in you. You're headed to work. If not, you're staying home, schooling the kids, whatever it may be. You're tuning in with us here in the morning, the Boxing Boys Podcast Radio Show. And we're talking about Vasiliy Lomachenko. Wants the titles back. We'll travel to Australia. Gervonta Davis says easy work in regards to Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and George Kambosos. So we're kicking it right now, talking about that. But I think that we'll move on from Gervonta Davis and Devin. I think that it's all talk. It's all talk. We need to see these fights. And Devin Haney brought up a good point. If the fights are easy, you'll make them happen. So hopefully we get to see some of these fights sooner than later, because it's fights that we want to see, man. This is 2022. We already had our wish list this Christmas. Hopefully we're getting them for 2022. Hopefully we get them. Let's switch over to the knockout of the year. I know we could talk a little bit more back. We'll switch back and forth. But knockout of the year, we've been talking about some of the things that happened this year. And we had fighter of the year. We had some upsets of the year. And I'm taking it day by day until we reach the new year, right? I didn't want to just kind of throw all of this in one morning episode. You know what I mean? I wanted to kind of like day by day
chip away at
so much that's going on. So let's talk about that, man. Knockout of the year. I gave it to Caleb Smith. There was a few knockouts that you could probably go back and see. The one that stuck out to me most was this one, when he knocked out Lenin Castillo. It was a devastating shot. Knockout of the year for sure, in my opinion. But maybe some of the people on the live chat and some of the people out there listening maybe got another knockout that might have been the one that kind of seared in their minds. What did you think about that knockout, man? Callum Smith versus Lenin Castillo. He was going up in weight, obviously. The power is there, man. That was a devastating knockout.
Yeah, man, that was a devastating knockout. It was a lot of good knockouts for the year, and this is not going to be a consensus pick. It was, and it wasn't knockout because she did not get flattened, but Bumgarner versus Harper. I mean,
look at this guy.
She froze her. Bro. She left her stiff on her feet.
That was a real tough one right there. And it was an overhand right.
Man.
Yeah, that overhand right. Okay, Champy. So, Alicia Bumgarner for you, huh?
Yeah, man. I got to go with it. And thanks for, jogging my memory with the Caleb Smith, but that Bumgarner. And she looked like Broner against, what's the guy? I know the fucking Mitty always riding my back about this. Mitty would be in the fucking chat, 3, 2, 1. But some UK guy that Broner fought, all right? I mean, Bumgarner looked like a real pro in the power she delivered on that shot. Like I said, just left a throw like like how Nas said, I leave him froze like heroin in your nose. Like, bam, Shorty was stiffened up.
So what you're saying is you're throwing bars in here right now. Bars, boxing bars.
You know me, I have to.
All right, Bumgarner was definitely shout out to Neil Sinclair. Yeah, man, it was iced. She got iced, man. Bumgarner iced that girl, and nobody was expecting it to go down like that either. So,
Not like that.
Okay, definitely a candidate. Definitely a candidate. Who else? RD says Galahad Martinez the other week was a good one. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But that was that. We put that one more in the category of upset.
Upset.
Because it really was a fucking huge upset. But I guess it doubled in category, right? he did get him pretty damn good. What other? Anthony Durrell. Yeah, Anthony Durrell had one hell of a knockout. Got to give Anthony his props, man. He was making a stake for a fight with Canelo, right? I think that's That's what Anthony wanted. He wants that Canelo sweepstakes. He wants that money, man.
Payday. You want payday. I know that.
Yeah, Canelo knows that. Everybody want that. Jeff from Nova Scotia.
I mean, honestly,
was gone yesterday. Okay. Honestly, what?
I was gonna say, really, if you want to talk about a knockout, because it was a defining knockout. It was an exclamation. It was like the emoji exclamation points in red when Fury finished off Wilder. Especially given the back and forth excitement of the fight with the two knockdowns by Wilder, and then we would think like, damn, is somebody gonna stop it? Is Wilder gonna go down? And when he finally went down, that shit was just like,
that was bad.
You know what I mean?
That was
bad.
And that's exactly what he's done. Tyson Fury did have a, it's crazy, man. It wasn't a Caleb Smith, right? But it wasn't a Caleb Smith Lennon Castillo knockout because, you just got to give props to Wilder. I mean, I know we're not supposed to give guys credit, when they're beaten, but he showed us something that night, He and this is what Ali did, bro. Ali would leave pieces of himself in that ring when he would take these risks, when he would, just get hit and not quit and keep going and going. It was just something about this guy that was different, and I think we got to see that about Wilder. He didn't have to get up, and that's the essence of fighting. Like, you could always stay down and raise your finger and say no mas. And he refused to do that, man, until he got put away. And I think that Wilder would have never been happy with anything less than that, That's why he shunned the towel being thrown in. It's just he didn't want to go down. He didn't want to be remembered that way. Is it detrimental to your health and maybe an unwise decision? Possibly. It doesn't always work out for fighters, that are too brave.
I'm gonna tell you something, Doomy. It doesn't. I lost, and we've all seen many great men.
Oh, they call you cut up.
Their life, you know what I'm saying, and put themselves in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
Oh,
call you cut up, face.
Call me Kid Cudi.
Nah, but I heard the last part of it. Yeah, and Wilder, whatever, man. He's kind of like teetering right now. I don't know what's going on, if he's going to be fighting or not. I don't know how true that news was. That little quick little news flash we got that he might not want to fight. But I think he's still got some metal in him. But, he's done it all. I mean, he's done it all. He's fought a lot of guys. He's knocked out a lot of guys. I don't know if he wants to go into the sunset with a loss or, maybe come back, fight a guy like Dillian White or one of the other guys. And maybe then call it
speaking
quits.
of Dillian White, his knockout over Povetkin was pretty good. People will say the COVID, Povetkin came off of COVID, but it was just a flush KO, and it was revenge.
Yeah, nah, that's and this is what I'm saying. Like, guys like Povetkin giving Dillian White some issues, and he got the get back, but it kind of tarnished his claim on fighting the top guy, when he lost the first time around. So I don't know what's going on with him with the arbitration. I think there's money issues now. I think they can't come to terms on a purse bid or on the purse. Excuse me. So we'll see how that works out. But knockout of the year. Yeah, he got knocked out by Tyson Fury. I went on a whole spiel about how durable Wilder was, but just to say that, yeah, that was a devastating amount of knockdowns and shit, man. That was bad. But not like Lennon's. Lennon's was, that was scary. What's up with Skype? Stainless. I gotta get the Skypey up, champ. What we're gonna do right now, what we could do is that once I take callers, I'll be going into the back call or one of the other calls, and we'll take it from there. Right now, I'm only able to have King Amin with me, one call per sesh. But King Amin could always come on too with any other if he's on any of the other calls, and we could still be on. But yeah, once I go to callers, I'll probably be dolo just because I can't do it in that way. Unless King Amin, you're on one of the other calls, and then maybe we could definitely bring you on that way. That'd be dope.
I'm definitely on the back call. We can work that out.
All right, bet. So we'll try that once we go Skype mode. Right now, I'm only able to take calls on Skype. So add me on Skype. It's Alex Linez. You could add me on there. And if you're on one of the back calls, if you're on the back call, you can also chime in through there. I'll take the calls in through the back call. But Block Talk, I do not have up. Hopefully we find out more today. And if it needs to happen, I guess I'll put something together so we could have Block Talk up. But right now it's Skypey. All right, champies. So, yeah, man. We were at the KO of the year. Best KO of 2021. I said Caleb. King Amin said Alicia Baumgardner, who, women's boxing just doesn't get enough attention. It's crazy because that was a hell of a knockout. What can we move on to next? We could definitely move on to Gary Russell. That's right. I'm talking about the hunter. The guy that's quartering deers and shit on YouTube. Yeah, that guy. He's going to be taking on Mark Magasayo, who, to me, is a dangerous dude. What do you think about that fight? Off a year layoff, I think. Gary Russell taking on the Filipino phenom, backed by Manny Pacman, a.k.a. El Magnifico. What's going on here? Easy work, hard work, bad day at the office. What's Gary Russell Jr. looking at here?
Well, the sad thing about Gary Russell is that he's brilliant. I tease him.
He's brilliant.
I call him alligator arms, and, I joke with him about his fight schedule, but he's fucking brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And he's a great shit talker, right? Yeah. But it's his presence, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has to fight more, but I understand it might be, whatever the issues are. People might be ducking him or whatever, but this is a good fight, if you're going to fight somebody. This is definitely an in-house fight because, what's his name? Magasayo. Okay. Yeah. He's a PBC fighter. I've seen him a few times, Yeah, any fight that Gary Russell's good about, right about now. So, hey, shit, let's go for it.
Yeah, so Brandon's saying Mark Magsayo. I guess I put an extra A or something. I hit him with the Magasayo. It's Magsayo. All right. Yeah, so you said this is an in-house fight, Magasayo being a PBC guy?
Yeah, I've seen Magsayo a couple times, more than a couple times over the years, So again, I think that it just presents an opportunity for Russell to get in there against, a known opponent for anybody that's been tuning in, over the years. But like I said, getting Gary Russell in the ring is what you want to see, point blank period. So, I mean, obviously, what do we want him to do, right? We want him to come back and fight right away. Fight the best of the best. But, if we're not going to ask Keith Thurman to do that, then we can't ask Gary Russell to do that. It has to be equal.
Call you Gary Russell. But I mean, so what you're saying is that Magsayo is not really a threat. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, he's going to be a threat because he's definitely the more active fighter. And, you know, a lot of the Filipino fighters, they got, you know, kind of tricky styles. You know, they got good, you know, good engines. You know, they all seem to got a little pop. But Russell, like I said, Russell's a brilliant boxer, man. Like, he's not going to get touched too much. And if and when he does, because of the, you know, the lack of reach, he know how to get in and out of the pocket, move, stick. I mean, he's got a hell of a jab. For, like I said, I tease him, call him alligator arms, but the way he can stick that jab in there and keep moving.
Call you
a great counter. He's fast as hell.
Call you Leatherhead. Remember that shit, Ninja Turtles?
Shinobi.
I'm about to Shinobi you though, champ. Chick Ciccarelli on the super chat says Tank's gate is also questionable considering how many free tickets may have been given to Mayweather's celebrity list. Oh damn! Well, damn, Chick. I don't know how long that how long that list really is, but I mean, let's say it was like 20 people. You know what I'm saying? Like 30 people. It's not like he had 100, 300, 400 lists. So, I mean, they sold 15,500. That's what it was reported. I think
at 5,000 friends at ringside.
Yeah, like 5,000 friends at ringside. That's a little far fetched right there, Champy. But the digital numbers that Espinosa said, he's like, it's 100,000 for it's just the digital numbers. Well, you know, we got to see the other numbers. I don't know when they come in, and he just kind of said that, you know, not all information is disclosed to the public, and I was just like, okay. So it seemed a little dodgy to me. That's all. Zeno Gray on the super chat says 135 done had a tourney. Who the best out the losers? What you mean, they had one already? 135 done had a tourney. Who the best out of the losers? Yeah, because I keep getting people reaching out to me about this whole, you know, tournament style kind of, I guess, elimination tournaments per weight. Per division. Did you hear about that? It was there was one of these it was Boxing News, I think 24 or something like that. But I thought it was interesting, you know. It's a divisional tournaments, one way to push boxing forward in 2022, yeah. So they had this idea where, you know, in order to push the best, to fight the best, they would have these divisional tournaments. Between, I guess, the top 4 fighters. And they had an interesting list, right, per division. Let's talk about that a little bit. I don't know if you got wind of this, King, I mean, but I guess we'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's say we got a heavyweight Final Four tournament, right? What are the guys that you have in this top 4? I mean, the rankings will probably give it to you, but this publications had Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. So those guys would have to fight each other, right? What would be the first fight between those 4 that you would pick? The first 2 fights, because obviously it's got to be, you know, they got to eliminate each other to fight per division. Who are we fighting? Who are we put? Tyson Fury versus Deontay, we got already. Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua, we got already. So we already got that. Now it's Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it. Welterweight, they had Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, Yordenis Ugas, Keith Thurman with a win over Mario Barrios. I like that. I mean, the thing is, there's better guys right now at the top 4, no? Top 4.
Yeah, I don't like that welterweight lineup like that. But Ugas, Spence, and Crawford. I think the 4th guy,
Keith Thurman. They got Keith Thurman in here, but I mean, you got young guns like Jaron Ennis, and I mean, Virgil's there. Can't believe Sandor Martin is number 4 in the WBO, bro.
You know what's funny though?
Shout out to Sandor Martin.
Honest, even it's just the layoff. I think that affects people's ability to support the Thurman in there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to say that there may be guys that are more deserving based off activity and, maybe throw a prospect in there like a Boot. Some people will put Virgil. But if you're really going to be fair, just so you can, I guess, pretty much see, what's left with Thurman, you got to put him in there. You got to put him in there to see where he's at. Can he still hang or if not? So, yeah, I guess I got no argument with that.
Call you champ. Yeah, and that's how this tournament thing is. It's like a fantasy thing, light heavyweight. They had Dimitri, Gilberto Zurdo, Joe Smith, and Canelo. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think none of this happens, bro. It just doesn't happen that way, There's so many fights to be made. There's so many moving parts to get all these guys into a tournament per division, per sanctioning body, per belt holder. All that, it's a mess. Yeah,
it sounds like a David Maldonado. Even though I know you said it was boxing scene 20, it sounds like David Maldonado's over that boxing scene.
Hey, what happened?
It's like, what the hell? It's not looking. Yeah. Let's keep talking about Gary Russell and Mark Magasayo though, man. So you say that this is easy work for Gary, or I'm thinking this is going to be a dangerous fight for Gary, man. I don't want Gary looking bad coming back, man.
Yeah, but how dangerous is it? How dangerous is it?
Bro, your man's is 5'4".
Yeah.
He's 5'4".
He's been 5'4". He's been 5'4" with his whole career. And like I said, he's tiny. Dude is tiny as hell, but he can box.
Yeah,
he can box.
He's got he's 4 inches shorter. I mean, 2 inches shorter. That ain't too much. All right, 4 inches, 2 inches on each arm for the reach. It's really the activity of Mark Magasayo that's really gonna matter. I think more than anything. I think Gary's had enough experience, I guess, to be able to do what he does. But this kid's been active, and if you really think about it, he's fighting January 22nd. So it's like he's still. He's always active. He's always active. He's still in good shape.
Speed kills.
Yeah, speed kills. Russell, power kills too, man. And Magasayo's been knocking guys out.
He's got to land. He's got to be able to land and be able to set up a trap to get that kind of power on Russell. The only thing I could see, if time diminishes speed in any way, I don't see his skills. I don't see. I could see Gary Russell coming in there and dancing. That was a good fight between him and Loma, and that's when you find it. I think the first time you saw somebody.
He's in for a fight, man. I mean, you're talking about Vasiliy Lomachenko. That was 8 years ago, and I'm not really giving him no credit as of late, man. He beat Tuggy, Tug Nayam Bayar, and unanimous decision in 2020, and that's it, year by year. Fought Kiko Martinez in 2019. I don't know if he looks good, man. I mean, if he does look good, I mean, it would be the best case scenario would be for him to have a dominating performance over a young guy like Mark Magsayo. He's 26 years old. I'm just looking at 10 years his senior. It's a lot of stuff going on here, man. I'm almost thinking that why would they even have Gary fighting a young guy like this, on a comeback?
They're trying to set him up for a bigger fight because of somebody is going to look at the fight and say, yeah, this young guy, he's a Filipino fighter, Manny Pacquiao, he looks dangerous. Good. So tune in and watch Flash to catch a hose eye. Gary Russell get in there and dance and dazzle. And then you'll say, well, why hasn't this guy been fighting as of late? Who should he fight next? That's what this fight is about.
All right, so who should he fight next? Right. All right, so he gets by Mark, and now you're up against who? He's still 36, man. I don't know if any of these young guys are gonna. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be able to take out any of these top young guys. I mean, Emmanuel Navarrete. Where does he go?
That's a fight I don't see him.
Like,
I don't see him doing well in that one.
What I'm saying is that it's Gary Russell making a run for the titles. That's what I want to know. Does he want to fight the champs? Does he want paydays? Because some of these guys are some legit, durable, tough guys.
But that's the one thing that's never been clear about his career, though, and that's the the question. Like, what is Gary Russell out here doing? Why has he been fighting? What does he do? He's been cornering for even one of his brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Coaching,
is he
right?
gonna make a run for the? Yeah, is he gonna make a run for the titles? Your guess is as good as mine, but I don't think that those questions about the direction of his career or his contendership is going to affect his skill set when he get in there with Magsayo. Other than, like you said, some of the obvious, the age and the height and things like that, I still think we have a preserve. Some people might look at it as a layoff, but I think he's been around. He's clearly in the gym. He's clearly around the sport. For whatever reason, he has not been fighting or hasn't been getting the fights. I don't know why.
Shit. Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh, says Navarrete's moving up to 130. I didn't hear about that. I mean, he is big, Emmanuel. He is a big 126er. Yeah, call you Gary Russell is still got it. I'm gonna go with it. I think that the skills pays the bills. He's always been a slick fighter. I just feel like this fight's really gonna, probably look something like Keith Thurman versus Josecito Lopez. He'll get it, but he's gonna have to work for it.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't know if sparring really kind of makes up for activity in the ring. These guys got a killer training regimen. He's a pedigree fighter, man. Gary Russell. So.
And maybe this is what he needs. Maybe he needs to be in there, under this kind of pressure against a young, hungry fighter with power, a dangerous fighter, to either, give him the motivation that some people, or the direction, maybe the not just, in terms of the win, the recent activity, but maybe, in his head, he'll figure it out and say, hey, I still got it. Maybe I need to be, put my foot on the gas. But who knows? Sometimes it's promotional. We've seen what happened to, I'm just using an example, a fighter like Melissa Odessa, on her way. And then all of a sudden you hear something about promotional issues or something. And it's like, damn, So I don't know if that's Gary Russell's issue or whatever it is, but, he's a very talented fighter.
Hit him with the Shinobi. Yeah, the producer Brandon says Valdez versus Navarrete is next. I'm just, I just mentioned Navarrete because I'm just saying who would Gary Russell for? Like, where is he going? He's making running for the title? What is he doing? But what's funny, Salt Gang, shout out to you, champ. What's funny about that is that we did want to see Gary Russell versus Terrence Crawford at one point. We were throwing Gary Russell anywhere, just to see him fight. Like, we were desperate to see Gary Russell Jr. fighting. We were pitting him against Terrence Crawford. Shit's nuts.
Look, part of it was the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was tweaking, but because again, those stories started to leak out. Both of them was on the internet. He talking crazy about him and Terrence Crawford altercation. It's like, whoa, make that fight then. You know what I'm saying? So it was a crazy time, man.
Bro, like, looking back at that now, it's like we were desperate. No way in hell that fight should happen. Gary Russell versus
But this has always been the thing about Gary Russell. He's entertaining, both in and out of the ring. And you saying, well, what is he doing? Why is he fighting? Why hasn't he fought since? You see, I'm bringing up fights 8 years ago, But again, you talk about the win over Kiko. Look at what Kiko's doing now. So he's got good wins. To just the frequency of it. That's why I say he must got Mayweather trap money, and he just don't need to fight, because I can't imagine being a prize fighter and not needing the prizes, therefore not fighting.
Call you not fighting. Well, let's see if we could do these calls, right? We're gonna move into the callers. See if we can do this. King Amin, if you could ring me on the back call, porfa, and see if we can do this live right now. We're gonna go to the callers. This is TBV in the morning. You already know. The best part of levantándote. That means the best part of waking up. You know what I'm saying? And we're here. It's TBV in your cup. Yeah. Where's my cup of coffee? It's not here. Gotta make me a cup of cafezinho. All right, so as we wait for King Amin, call me from the back call, a.k.a. the think tank of boxing. I'll go ahead and just kind of move along here. Let's see. Let's get that out of the way. Skypey visuals and shit. We're going to see if we take some callers. I want to hear what you want to say, what you got to say. Talked about Vasiliy Lomachenko. Wants some titles back, willing to travel to Australia. How many fighters are willing to travel, to foreign land and conquer? I don't know. But we'll talk about that, or you'll get to talk about that. We also talked about Gervonta Davis saying that it was some easy work. Yeah, it's easy work. Let's make the fight happen then. He was saying easy work of Devin Haney. Said he would be easy work with Ryan Garcia and also George Kambosos. And we talked a little bit about, some of the best things of the year these past couple of days. And, I threw it in there today, who had the KO of the year. My pick was Caleb Smith, KO and Lennon Castillo. It was a devastating knockout. It was super, super, super scary. Glad that Lennon is okay, but it was definitely a eye buster. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa. So, then we just segued into Gary Russell Jr. Coming back on his return of a year layoff. He's going to be facing Mark Magasayo, Philippine phenom from, representation of Manny Pac. And looks like, he's the next best thing since sliced bread in the Philippine. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can go to some callers. Give me a second. My people, let me get this going. Let me see. Okay. You got the Texas coming in. You already know. Boom. Podcasting. Looks like, okay, King Amin started up that call. Let's go, champ. Let's join King Amin of Essex. Let's go, champ. All right, King Amin, I think is joining us. King Amin, you there, champ? Let me see the visuals, champ.
Yo.
Let me see the visuals, champy. Call you the visuals. Yes,
right.
We got the visuals. We're here on the PBC back call. Let's see if anybody is on. I would like to add multiple people, but I don't know. Let's see if Adrian Rowan is on right now. Let's add Adrian. Let's go, champ. King Amin of Essex, yours truly. We out here. Adrian? No? Adrian's not on? All right. TBV in my vape. Shout out to Neil Sinclair. Champ. Big Boy Protect. Self, Blunt, Hookah, whatever. Coach J Mac on the attack. Let's go, champ. What's up, J Mac? You're here. TBV in my cup. Doing it a little different with the Doomatron. But what's up, man? How's the morning treating you? Chill.
Much like work.
Call you
Every
the
Monday
work.
morning, work.
Monday morning.
I don't get no intro. I don't get no I'm messing with you.
I'm about to hit you with some like live shit that I got and shit. Like I don't even got nothing, champ. I got to get all that stuff sent to me, man. This was unplanned. I'm on uncharted waters. Chill.
Nah, man, it's all good. What y'all talking about? Lombo and Kambosos, right?
Yeah, well, the title was Vasiliy Lomachenko wants the titles back. He'll travel to Australia, but we got a little bit into that. And also Gervonta Davis saying that Ryan Garcia, George Kambosos, and Devin Haney are easy work. And what your KO of the year was. Talk to a couple things, man.
Shit, okay. Who said Kambosos and Ryan is easy work?
Gervonta Davis.
And And all Tank was doing is doing a lot of talk. He ain't fighting. I don't have too much on that. My stance still stays the same. When Tank get in there and stop talking and actually fight these guys, then I'll change my stance on his what he's saying. So I don't want to speak on Tank too much. What's the other one? Do me.
The other one is Devin Haney. Excuse me, not Devin Haney. The knockout of the year. What was your knockout of the year for 2021?
It's gonna be It's gonna be close for Fury and Wilder and also Bud and Sean Porter. Nobody ain't never stopped Sean Porter.
To this day.
Whether you want whether you want to say it was a towers thrown in or his pops saved him from getting his ass severely beat like a piñata, either way, it still was coming and inevitable was there, and they knew it. You could hear from the sound effects of Kenny screaming on the side of the ring, and he got himself up out of there. So I probably lean more towards Bud and Porter, because nobody ain't ever stopped Porter.
Stupendous.
All right, that was a knock. And how about Gary Russell Jr.? He's coming back. He's fighting Mark Magasayo, the Philippine phenom. Back to Manny Pacquiao.
Who missing no cap, Russell? Shawty? What do you call dudes bigger than him? Shawty and Slim?
Yeah, remember we wanted Terrence Crawford versus Gary Russell Jr. How's that look now? Huh?
I would love
J-Mac. Top of the morning, bro. Listen, Lumi said that Magsayo's a dangerous fight. He said Magsayo's dangerous against Russell.
I don't even know who the fuck that guy is, and he may be at this point. I don't know about Gary. Gary gonna have to make me believe him again, but the point is, I never believed in Gary or whatever, Scary Gary, whatever his name is. I would love Bud to get in the ring with him, and they run it back for the amateur days since Gary, that's his name to fame. You know, he got to live in his amateur days because he ain't doing shit for us in his boxing career and stuff like that. And let me take that back. He did have a title for the longest, but dude ain't fighting no fucking body, man. Gary could get in there with Devin. Tank could get in there with Gary. Scary could get in there with all them guys. I mean, I just want to see these guys fight people. I'm not a fan of this fight. I'm not a fan of guys who don't fight people. I'm a fan of guys who actually get in the ring, try to make the fights happen, and actually get in the ring and try to fight and strive for greatness. Guys like Tank, guys like Gary, they just talk. All they doing is just talking. They get on Twitter and run him out. I'm still a little stuck on Tank. Tank say he the top guy, but they ain't never fought none of the guys at 135. That shit is blasphemy for me. It's like, it's crazy for you to say that, and his fans are even more outrageous because they actually believe the bullshit. And Gary, get in the ring and fight somebody and stop talking. Fight Devin, fight somebody. Get in there and fight Bud. Let Bud break your neck like he said he would. You say you beat him up in the amateurs, beat him up in the ring. I don't give a shit about these guys like Gary and what have you. Gary got to get in there and fight somebody.
Damn.
Anything else?
J-Mac on the attack. Nah, J-Man, you hit them all on the head. J-Mac on the attack this morning. Yeah. Over and out, champy. Hit him with the... Yeah.
Y'all guys take it easy. Thank y'all.
Let's go, champ. King Amin of Essex. What up, champy?
Always a great call by J-Mac.
Yeah, J-Mac went in real quick. I don't know who else is on right now for the PBC back call, but
I saw Big Nick. Nick, if you come in, just, you know what I'm saying, mute up or whatever. But if you come in, I think I saw Big Nick from the UK jump on.
Big Nick from the UK. Okay. Whoever's on the PBC back call, let me know. We'll bring you on in live. Say your piece. We're talking a couple of topics. We're nearing the end of the year. Boxing's a little light, but obviously we'll be kicking off with a heavyweight card right from the rip on the first, right? Right. A lot of y'all don't want to pay. A lot of y'all making me think about even paying now and shit. $40. $4 a fight.
This is worth it though.
I'm gonna pay for it. I'm a boxing craquero. I'm gonna want to see my fights. You know, I don't. And it's the thing is, I could wait, you know, for the next day and try to fucking fish shit out of the fucking, Google engine. But nah, man, I want to see it all live. I want to see Stainless come on. Stainless in the building. If you're ready to come on, let's go, champ. Say your piece. We got a couple of topics on here. You know what I mean?
Get over here!
I don't know if Stainless is still available. Shout out to Tank Thurman, Border Wars champion. We're still trying to figure out exactly where we're landing. We got a couple of locations up for negotiation, so we'll keep you posted on that. Stainless, what up, champion? I can't give you the intro, but I could.
What up, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I was about to hit you with the beat.
Man, you ain't gotta give me no intro, Doomy. Just make sure you put that GoFundMe link in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yo, happy holidays to the both of y'all, Alex and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because we still a little in the dark on what's going on. Y'all still giving us these shows on a daily basis consistently. So I gotta say thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? This is I didn't get nothing for Christmas except a few texts from people. So this has been the gift that keeps on giving for me. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag dad status. But man, I wish I had something to talk about, man. I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's just, if I'm on YouTube, then it's just killing my battery on my phone. And if I'm on Skype, then I can cut my screen off, I can still listen. Man, I wish I had some picks for knockouts of the year and all that, man. It's all been a blur. You know what I'm saying?
It has, right? It has.
You're kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Then we got some fights that were allegedly gonna happen like during the summer, and then some fights that fell through, during the late summer, early fall, and then the last quarter has just been spectacular. So I don't remember what happened before.
Call you chopping up.
Like all September. Oh, man, it's horrible, man.
Yeah, you chopping. Champ, you all right? Oh man, you went into the shadow realm with your sound. I mean,
you hear me better?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you way better. But you were just like you were R2D2 status. Run it back.
Yeah. It's like I say, they're doing construction in my store, so that like you go ahead and nail guns, a lot of power to everything. So just gonna cut it to my sound too. That's like I said, I wasn't really trying to get on as much. It's the best part of waking up. I don't drink coffee, so do my day. So being on YouTube kill my battery. You know what I'm saying? Being on Skype is just better for me. So again, for the show, get me. Continue to put that GoFundMe up. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Jay.
I had to mute you, champ. I am going to put that GoFundMe up on the chat. Shout out to JT taking his boys, you know what I'm saying, to the Golden Gloves. And, he has a GoFundMe.
Can you hear me now?
Nah, you are choppity chop. You're like podcast murder right now. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, that was the you sounded like my man Snoop on my soundbite and shit. This is exactly what was happening. That's all I heard. But we love you, champ, and I'm gonna put that link up on there. I just gotta find it real quick. But I'll put it up there, no doubt. Let's see. Boom. I think I get it right here. I hope I didn't cut off King. But let me get that GoFundMe. You could.
I'm good. I'm Gucci.
You Gucci? Okay, yeah. This GoFundMe link is to get JT and the Lil Champs, over to the Golden Gloves and be able to, take care of the things that a lot of people don't see, man. It costs man to move around the country. You know, making sure your kids are getting the right sparring, you know, gear, traveling. I mean, shout out to JT, you know, for doing that, and you know, all while raising families and working on the road. So Champies, I'm putting the link in the chat. Can't pin it because I'm not on the direct account, so I'm just gonna flood it on there. So check that GoFundMe out. Help out. We're all part of this community. It's 130,000 of us. Imagine if we all helped each other out. Truly, it'd be fucking unstoppable. That's how we got to get around here. So let's go chant and hit that link, that GoFundMe link. What up, King Amin? Looks like we had 2 callers on the Skypey. It's kind of crazy right now because the block talk ain't up. But we got JT, we got Davidian. So gonna go ahead and say who's next? Maybe I should hit him with the soundbite and shit. Take advantage of it. Who's next? Davidian, if you're available, chime in. JT, if you're available, Champy, chime in. Davidian steps forward. Come into the light. What up, champ? I guess Davidian's still trying to get it together. All right. JT hopping in. JT, man, you on the road. Where you at, champ?
Look, I'm trying to come back.
All right, we'll come back to you because you sound like R2D2 yourself. I had the R dude T you right now. Davidian, if you want to hop in, I guess hop in whenever you're ready. JT having some frequency disruptions. But we're talking Vasiliy Lomachenko winning the titles back. Obviously, everybody wants those titles. Everybody's trying to snatch the titles off of George Kambosos Jr., who's recently upset Teofimo Lopez Jr., who's on his way to the 140-pound division now, has the 135-pound division on his rearview mirror. Lopez, that is. But Vasiliy Lomachenko is willing to travel to Australia and take those belts from George Kambosos Jr. on his hometown, home country. So one of the topics, Gary Russell Jr. on his return of a 1-year layoff is set to be fighting Mr. Mark Magasayo, Philippine phenom. Every time I say phenom, King, I mean, just, you know, kind of laughs at me. But, you know, I think this kid's got power. He's dangerous. Gary's experienced, but it is what it is. What was your knockout of the year? Mine was Caleb Smith, KO and Lennon Castillo. And, you know, Gervonta Davis saying that, you know, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and Kambosos is easy work. Yeah, so chime in. JT, Davidian, the only ones that are on here right now. It's crazy. 77 people on the call. How do I ring everybody? Just got to add people, right? That's it. I'm going to start snatching people. Champy, you good, or you're still trying to call me from the Shadow Realm? Your Shadow Realm style right now, champ. Can't hear a word. It's over, champ. I'm gonna have to mute you. It's in the chatty. Okay. Go to call. JT. All right, everybody's muted. Okay. What is that sound I still hear? Where is it? Wow. That is. Who is that, champ? Mute up. Call you the mute squad. Damn. All right. We're not going to try this anymore. Who just stepped in? Davidian? Davidian, why do you sound like you're in the Shadow Realm trying to make your way through a portal? Hello? Yeah, it's terrible. Mute up. Mute up, or I'm shutting down the the calls and shit. King Amin's out there talking to the sky. Davidian, you back? If you're good, you're good. I don't hear no craziness, so you must be good. All right, Davidian. At this point, it got to be you, Alex. Who said that? Who said that? That was Coach J. Mackey with the attacky. I don't know, man. I'm connected direct into the Ethernet. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is me. King Amin, you want to say some words on the airways? Just so I can see where this is coming from.
Yeah, I know I got a cement truck, though, in my background. I'm getting concrete poured for this new, foundation, so I know it might be the
Oh, okay. Nah, I'm good. I mean, my internet's good. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something I was doing. Davidian, or Coach
Yo, Doomy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're perfect, man.
Okay. I heard them perfectly. I don't know what's going on. I heard Stainless just fine on my end. I heard Davidian try to come in, and I heard my brother try to come in too.
Wow.
So I don't know what the connection issue is. I did want to drop.
You know what? It's probably well, everybody probably has a headset on, so I'm gonna try to see if I just lower the volume a little bit, maybe it's that. But I hear you good, man.
Okay, I did want to say so because I didn't talk about Kambosos and Loma. That actually will be a pretty good fight. However, I'm gonna feel some type of way because of what's going on with Devin Haney. But Kambosos and Loma is a good style matchup fight. I think Kambosos don't stand still to where he could be an easy lick for Loma. Loma dominate guys who stand directly in front of him. That's why he set him and take all those angles. I think with his hand speed, I think he might be a little taller than Loma. I don't know for certain. I think that can create problems. But I got Lomachenko winning that fight. But it's amazing to me how Devin Haney just keep getting pushed to the side. The rules keep changing all around him and not evolving him as well too as a champion. Now he's a pride champion. I don't know if that was just wordplay on what Suleiman was saying, but I guess kind of despicable, man, at this point. That dude could be a champion, and then the dude could get a trophy belt, and now he's undisputed.
Hey, what happened?
I hear that, champ. Devin Haney's in that position, man. He's got to be able to somehow make it that he gets this fight. Listen, it's up for grabs right now, and Kambosos just wants the biggest bag, so I think that's something that's going to take precedent over everything else. I mean, I don't think Kambosos really cares. At this point, he's the champ. He's got the he's got the hardware. He's going to control. He's going to try to control the most out of the whatever fight he makes up with any of these guys. King Amin of Essex, call you cement truck.
Yeah, Kambosos is, Kambosos is in a good position though, man. I'm glad more people would like to see that fight because, it's good, man. Good style matchup. I like it, especially Madison Square Garden. All right.
Yo, I'm gonna hit you with the refresh right now because they're telling me to hit, to restart Skype, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. So, what we're gonna do is see if anybody else is on the call. Nope, nobody else on the callie. All right, I think we're gonna call it third round KO. No, just kidding. It's a third round KO. No, listen, thanks everybody for tuning in. This is the morning show here on TBV. If you like what you're listening to, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and while you're at it, they got the subscribe button and notification bell right there. So it's like 3 easy clicks down the line, and hit that notification bell so you're aware of when we're going live. Thanks for tuning in. This is Alex Doomsday Liners here with King Amin. King Amin socials. Chill. Yo.
King Amin Invest 61 on Instagram, man. King Amin Invest 61 on YouTube for them championship rounds.
Call you King Amin of Muteville.
Nah, you can't hear me?
Nah, I hear you. I'm messing with you, Champy. Yeah, man. All right, so we'll probably be coming back later on today. It is Monday, so I know I'm going to be down to do the Untitled. You know, I'm driving the boat. You know, Doomy might drive you down a rabbit hole this time around, Alice in Wonderland style. So I have some crazy topics. I'm going to see if I could post something up for you guys to ask questions. I think, I don't know if it's up yet, but if not, you know, just see me for Untitled tonight. We'll be talking some craziness, some cool things, and everything in between. We'll see if we got Kajweezy on. King Amin, you're more than welcome. And yeah, let's see each other later on today. So hit that notification bell, subscribe button. Chee! And we out of here. Doomatron deactivated.
Arrivederci.